In the last class, we have discussed about the transistor different biasings. We have seen that transistor can be act as in the active region or in the saturation region. In the active region, it acts as an amplifier. In the saturation or in the cutoff region, and in the cutoff region, it acts as a switch. And we have a opposite, or you can say the reverse active region also, which we hardly use because the gain is very small. So out of these four biasings, the four types of biasings, we prefer to have either the transistor in the cutoff. So I will write here that we prefer this transistor to be either in the cutoff region, second in the saturation region, and third is in the active region. We will discuss these regions later when we will discuss the characteristics. But right now I have just introduced three things. That one is the cutoff. Cutoff occurs when we have very good. When both are reverse biased. When saturation was occurring, definitely when both are forward biased. Active, when the, or if I write here, this is my emitter junction and this is my collector junction. When emitter junction is forward biased, but my collector junction is reverse biased. Now, in this case, we had seen that both are reverse biased. We have came to know that there will be no flow of the current due to the majority carriers, or it is simply acting as a open switch. Whereas when both are forward biased, it is acting as a short circuit, or we can say it as it is acting as a closed switch. Now, if you see that with these two regions, or with these two cutoff and the saturation parts, we can make my transistor act as a switch. And we have discussed the application also. Second, in the active region, we have seen that in this case, it is acting as an amplifier because it is capable of amplifying the signal. So in the today's lecture, we are going to discuss about this part when we are going to have the forward bias emitter junction and the reverse bias collector junction. Now, so next topic that we will discuss in detail is the transistor as an amplifier. So I will draw a diagram. I will take this transistor. Let this be Can you tell me that this is the symbol of NPN transistor or PNP transistor? Anyone? Definitely this will be my emitter because the arrow is in this terminal. This is my collector and this is my base. Anyone? This is PNP or NPN? Yeah, very right. It is PNP because the current is going away from the emitter and it is entering either in the base or in the collector. So this is what we have studied, these three terminals. We have also studied that now we will provide the biasing. As I said, this emitter base junction will be forward biased. So if I am saying it is PNP, definitely for the forward biasing, this P, which is the emitter terminal, must be connected to a positive supply. And this N must be connected to the negative supply. So this is what is forward biasing. Similarly, if I talk about this collector base junction, or simply the C and B terminals, then I will say that it is reverse biased. So your C, which is P, must be connected to negative, and N, which is base, should be connected to positive. So I will write here, I will draw here positive and negative. Is it clear? These biasings are clear to you? I will name these voltages as VEE and VCC. This is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. Now, in addition to this, what I want an input signal to be applied. This is my input signal. Just a minute. I want an input signal to be applied here, and I want that input signal to be amplified at the output. So definitely input will be applied over here. So this is what will give me an input signal. This is the symbol of the AC source or the AC signal. So this is my signal, or I will write here input signal. Right now, to get the output, what I need a load. So I will connect a load over here. So load is simply a resistor, right? So this is my load resistor RL. It means if I take the output across these two terminals, or across this load, which I will name here as a V0, it must be in the amplified form, which is my desired output. As I'm discussing here, the transistor as an amplifier. Is this diagram clear to you? Yes, right. So now next important thing that I want to tell you, that these biasing voltages are applied here to make this emitter based junction forward bias and collector based junction reverse bias. So I will write here this emitter junction and this collector junction. So I want these biasing voltages to be in such a way that they will make my emitter junction to be always forward biased. It means, look here, this input signal, if it is going positive, definitely this positive of the battery will be added with the positive of this signal, of this input signal, and it will add up. So adding of the positive signal is simply means it is going to increase the positive voltage. So that will help you in making the reverse biasing. Already it is already this voltage is making this emitter junction forward biased, but even if you have the positive in your input signal, that will add on to it and it will remain, it will make your emitter junction remain in the forward bias. Is it this point clear to you? This is very important. Is this clear? Yes, right. Now second part is, but what happened in the negative half cycle? In the negative half cycle, if you see this voltage is positive, but you will see here if negative is also provided to along with it, definitely these two will make each other cancel out, or you can say that they may reduce this VEE. ये VEE आपकी क्या हो जाएगी, reduce हो जाएगी because of this negative, and there may be the chance that now once your voltage has reduced, that this emitter based junction may not be forward biased. So the most important thing that you have to remember, that you have to set your VEE, set the VEE in such a way, I will write here down, VEE in such a way that emitter junction JE will always remain forward biased for both positive and negative half cycles, positive and negative, because once अगर किसी भी केस में पॉजिटिव या नेगेटिव के केस में ये आपकी एमीटर वाली वोल्टेज जो है वो फॉरवर्ड बाइज नहीं कर पाती है आपके जंक्शन को, इट मींस वहीं पर आपका क्राइटेरिया जो है वो फेल हो गया, बिकॉज यू सेड योर ट्रांजिस्टर शुड एक्ट एज एन एम्पलीफायर, फॉर दैट केस यू नीड टू मेक योर एमीटर जंक्शन टू फॉरवर्ड बाइज, बट आपके केस में अगर ऐसा नहीं हो पा रहा तो वो कभी भी एम्पलीफिकेशन आपको नहीं देगा. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑलवेज एंश्योर दैट योर VEE शुड बी इन सच अ वे दैट इट मस्ट make your emitter junction forward biased in both the positive and the negative half cycles. Right now, second part is this VCC is making the reverse bias, as we are not connecting any input voltage or not applying any input voltage. So once we make this junction emitter reverse bias, it will always remain there. Now let's try to discuss the working, how this transistor is acting as an amplifier. After this diagram, I'm going to discuss the operation of a PNP transistor, and in that I'm going to, along with that, I'm going to discuss this amplification, right? So I will draw here diagram. This is my emitter, this is base, and this is collector. So you can see here that I have now okay, let me make base more smaller in comparison to emitter. This is emitter, this is base, and this is collector. This is PNP. Now definitely here I will get the depletion regions. It will be more penetrated towards the base, so the width will be higher in the base. This is my now emitter junction. I will write here JE, and if I look at the other part, this is my collector junction, JC. What I will do here, I will apply the biasings. This is what I have done. So here, due to the application of the biasing, as I said, it will be forward bias, so positive will be there, negative will be there, and here I am negative and the other is positive. Now if when I am discussing this emitter junction, I will take positive and negative polarities. When I will discuss the collector junction, I will discuss this negative and the positive polarity. Now what is going to happen if I look in this case, during the forward biasing of my emitter junction, I will only consider my majority carriers. Always remember, in the forward biasing we always consider my मेजोरिटी कैरियर्स, बिकॉज माइनॉरिटी कैरियर्स जो है वो आपके रिवर्स बाइसिंग में कंसिडर होते हैं। मेजोरिटी कैरियर्स आपके इतने ज़्यादा होते हैं फॉरवर्ड बाइसिंग में कि वो माइनॉरिटी कैरियर्स को ओवरकम कर जाते हैं और उनका इम्पैक्ट बहुत कम हो जाता है। So if I see here, what will be there in the p type? It will be holes. In the n type, we will have electrons. And in the p type again, I will have holes over there. Now look here, as this emitter is densely, or you can say it is highly doped, I will say that here the population of this majority gas will be high, or they will be densely populated due to the high doping. Whereas your collector is moderately doped, you can see here that they are not so densely populated, or you will say that their carrier concentration is less. Whereas in the case of base, it is lightly doped, so इसमें और कम है. Now, due to this positive, what is going to happen, and due to this negative, definitely you have studied in the case of a diode that these holes will move towards the base. Now, what is going to happen? These holes from here will start moving towards the base. Due to the forward biasing, this depletion region is also reduced. Due to the forward biasing, this depletion region has reduced. Or I will say that it is reduced to 0, so that all my carriers from the p side can move towards the n side. Now, once the holes has reached to the n side, there are electrons over there, so definitely we will have recombination over here. So what is going to happen here? Recombination. I will assume that my 1000 holes are moving from p side to the n side, and 5 of them will be combined here. 5 holes will combine with the electrons of the n side. So recombination will occur, and whenever there is recombination, we have seen that there will be release of energy also, and also due to this recombination, a current will also flow, and that current will be in the direction of the holes. If I discuss, as electrons are supplied from this part, so definitely this will be my direction of electron. So IB. So we will see here there is a current that is, I will say here my current is IB. Due to the recombination, these electrons and holes will combine and a current will flow, and I have said here that only 5 holes have combined, although the P was giving 1000 holes. 5 units again, it means this current IB would be very small in comparison to the other current, that is IE. इन द एमीटर अगर मैं IE करंट लूँ तो IE करंट के कंपैरिजन में IB बहुत स्मॉल है, क्योंकि 5 ही रिकॉम्बिनेशन हुई. इट मीन्स आउट ऑफ दिस 5 अगर मैं कंबाइन कर गया तो 1000 में से यहाँ पर अब हमारे पास क्या आ गए? होल्स आ गए सारे. ये सारे होल्स जो है वो यहाँ पहुंच चुके हैं एन साइड में. इट मीन्स यहाँ पर कितने होल्स पहुंचे हैं? थे 1000, जिसमें से 5 रिकॉम्बिनेशन में चले गए, तो अब हमारे पास 995 होल्स बच गए यहाँ पर. Now, if you see, these 995 holes are there in the end junction. Now, in the base region. Now, once they all have reached here, ये जो forward biasing वाला पार्ट था ये खत्म हो गया. इसका रोल सिर्फ इतना था कि इसने P साइड से होल्स जो थे या मेजॉरिटी कैरियर्स जो एमिटर में थे, they have to reach to the base region, right? That is what happened here. Is it clear? यहां तक clear है? Right. Second part, when we are doing here the reverse biasing. In the reverse biasing of a diode also, you have seen that only minority carriers are moving. There is no flow of the majority carriers. सिर्फ minority carriers move करते थे. So look here in this end region. If I look at this end region or in this base region, what are the minority carriers in the end region? They are holes. And what are majority carriers? They are electrons. It means now from here or from this base region, only the holes will move. It means ये सारे के सारे holes जो हैं ये move करेंगे कहाँ पर? Collector में, due to the reverse biasing of your base collector region. Now look here, these holes will move to this direction. ये holes सारे के सारे यहाँ पे move कर जाएंगे. Although they are the majority carriers of the P, लेकिन P वाला केस अब खत्म हो गया. We won't discuss this P. Now they have reached to the N region or the base region, which consists of N-type semiconductor. In the N-type semiconductor, we have minority carriers as holes, and due to the reverse biasing of this collector base junction, we are going to make our holes move towards now to the कलेक्टर। तो ये सारे के सारे जो होल्स आपके बेस में थे वो they will move into the collector region, so they will reach here. Now look here, we have negative over here. It means whatever the holes we have, we can supply here equal number of electrons due to the reverse biasing or due to this VCC. Equal number of electrons will be provided, and due to that recombination will start occurring. Recombination हो जाएगा यहाँ पे in the collector region, and due to that recombination we will find a current that is equal to IC. So look here, 995 holes have reached to the collector region. These 995 holes are recombined with the electrons provided by the battery or by the source VCC, and definitely the current that will be there will be, we have named it as IC. So can I say that the total current was IE, and that has divided into IB plus IC, where if I say here that IB is very small, must be very small in comparison to the emitter current, and in the other case I can say that my emitter current is almost equal to the collector current, because this was due to the 1000 volts, and this collector current was coming due to the 995 volts, and this base was only due to the 5 volts. Is it clear? So now look here, what we have seen, we have just seen the operation of this PNP transistor in the case of your forward bias and the reverse bias case. Now what is going to happen, now I'm going to add my signal. Look at this, this is an extra thing. Now I'm going to add it. Once you have understood the concept of these biasing voltages, I can now add this signal. Now once I add this signal over here, if I add for example positive half cycle, definitely this positive will be added with this positive, and more holes will be pushed towards the base region. Now in place of, I'm going to write now with the black color. For example, in the earlier case only 1000 holes were moving. Now I will say that maybe 1200 holes will move towards the base region. Now obviously again we have only 5 electrons over here, as the number of the electrons are same in this case because of no impact of this signal. So definitely I will say that only 5 holes will combine, and I will be now left with 1195 holes. Earlier it was 995, now it has increased because positive half cycle aaya. Due to that, these 1195 electrons will result into the more current, and the value of IC will increase with a slight value in comparison to the 1000 volts, right? In the negative half cycle, what is going to happen? In the negative half cycle, this positive will be reduced. It means if I take my reference as 1000, or earlier I have taken 1200 electrons, now it will be reduced to maybe 800 holes. Only 800 holes will be pushed towards the base region. They will combine with the 5 electrons, and now in the negative region or in the negative half cycle, we can say that only 795 holes will reach to the collector region, and they will combine with the electrons provided by this voltage source VCC, and due to that a collector current will be there, but that is smaller for the negative half cycle and it is larger in the positive half cycle. I will write here IC will be larger in comparison in positive half cycle in comparison to in comparison to IC of negative half cycle. This part is also clear कि positive half cycle जब आपका input signal का apply होगा, then definitely more holes will be reached to the collector region. This is the case of PNP, right? If I take the case of NPN, I will say more electrons will reach to the collector region, whereas in the negative half cycle, less holes or less electrons will reach to the collector region. What is going to happen if less electrons or less holes will reach? The current will reduce, the IC current will reduce. Now, if you have understood this, now come here. In this diagram, I will say this is my emitter current, this is my base current, and this is my collector current. Now, once I said due to this signal, the collector current is going to change, then what is going to happen? The collector current if changes, it will be multiplied with the load resistance, which is a fixed value. It means your V output, which is nothing but IC into RL. We are saying here that for the positive half cycle, this IC will be large. For the negative half cycle, this IC is small. So can I say for the positive, we will get a output here, we'll get an output which is proportional to the amplitude of my voltages in the positive half cycle and in the negative half cycle. And look here, I'm just writing here, it is proportional. I'm drawing this diagram. देखिए थोड़ा सा मैंने एम्पलीफाइड बताया है, पर क्यों है, I will explain you that amplification process. But right now I'm just saying that now whatever I'm getting in the output, that is nothing but the product of the collector current and the load resistance. Now over here I'm saying this IC will change as per now my input voltage. If input voltage is high, the IC will be high. If input voltage start decreasing, the IC will also start decreasing. It means now my output has start behaving as per my input. The first part is this one कि मुझे अपनी output जो थी input के according करवानी थी, that I have done. Second, I want amplification. So क्या मुझे amplification मिली यहाँ पे या नहीं? Let's see that. Now in this circuit, I have said we have applied here forward biasing. Due to the forward biasing, the impedance of this part is less or small, I will say, because of forward biasing. Forward biasing में हमारी impedance क्या थी? कम थी, क्योंकि उसको resistance नहीं मिल रही थी. We have overcome that resistance with the help of the forward biasing. Now if the impedance is small over here, definitely the current produced at this part, because if we see here the total voltage of these two is V. I have taken it equal to V. So this voltage divided by the small impedance, I will write here for example only R. It will equal to the current IE. Right? This will, it means a small voltage will give you, or a voltage will give you current IE for very small change, because R is very small. But at the output side, or in the output section, if I see here, it is reverse biased. Due to the reverse bias, my impedance is very large. I will assume this impedance to be 100 R. Now due to that, as I said, that IE is almost equal to IC, because very small amount of IB has been taken out. So IE is almost equal to IC. It means IC is now being multiplied with the load resistance and with the reverse biasing resistance. So it means if I see here that this reverse biasing resistance is very large, it is equal to 100 R, right? So this 100 R will be equal to 100 into IC into R. So earlier my voltage was, कितनी थी voltage? V is equal to IE into R. Can I write IE equal to IC? So it is IC into R. जो मैंने इनपुट में वोल्टेज लगाई, मीन्स नाउ माय आउटपुट वोल्टेज और इनपुट वोल्टेज की अगर मैं रिलेशन लूं, so I will see here that V naught by V will be equal to 100 into IC into R divided by IC into R, or I will see here that I have got an amplification equal to 100. So due to this change in the impedance at the input section, which is very small, to the high input impedance at the output section, I am going to achieve here the amplification. Is it clear to you? That's why now if I see at my output, or this V naught, it will be amplified, or this is nothing but equal to 100 times the value of my input voltage. Where we are doing the amplification, we are using mostly these transistors, or the BJTs. These transistors are also called as BJT, bipolar junction transistor. You all know that. So why we are using it? Because of this property, because of the transfer of the impedance. And this is what I have discussed in the last class also, that at the input section we have small resistance or small impedance. Here I will say only resistance. And at the output section we have high impedance, high resistance. Now there is a transfer of the resistance from small to high, and due to that, this transfer of my resistor from low to high value will result into the name, that is the transistor, TRANSISTOR. So this results into the name